And there are a lot more of you than I thought, so thank you for sitting in this temperate weather that we're having today. I'm so thrilled to speak to all of you this afternoon. Just 9 days until we can announce that by an overwhelming majority, Arizona voters passed Prop 139, the Arizona Abortion Access Act. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Love, and I'm a founding member and the spokesperson for Prop 139's campaign. So this moment has been almost 2 years in the making, right? And I couldn't have imagined the twists and turns that this campaign has seen. And I watch a lot of horror movies, so I was really surprised by all of this. But before I tell you a little story, is that another mic that just came barreling at me? Well, before I tell you a little story, I want to shout out all of the organizations and individuals who've gotten us to this point. So, our founding and executive members are Planned Parenthood Advocates of Arizona, ACLU Arizona, Healthcare Rising, Mucha, Arizona List, Reproductive Freedom for All, and our individual member, Bree Thomas. Bree, are you here today? All right. I know, we love Bree, right? And the Fairness Project. Right. I also, whoa, that got really loud. I also want to give high praise to all of our amazing storytellers who've opened up their lives to tell Arizona's voters why we must all vote yes on Prop 139. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Ashley, Nicole, Jennifer, Kristen, Morgan, and the many brave folks around the state who shared their own abortion stories. And thanks to each and every one of you for being out here today. Give yourselves a round of applause. So way back in the day, in 2022, when the anti-abortion extremist majority in the United States Supreme Court threw out nearly 50 years of legal precedent to destroy Roe versus Wade, they created chaos all over the country and definitely here in Arizona. At the time, I was the chair of Planned Parenthood Advocates of Arizona board, and I had a first-hand view into how the Dobbs ruling put countless Arizonans in danger, closed abortion clinics, and threw basic reproductive healthcare services into disarray. It caused doctors, nurses, and clinic staff to fear that they might lose their licenses and their freedom because the laws that were still on the books included criminal penalties for anyone assisting or performing an abortion. And that's on top of fear that for the health and safety of the many pregnant patients who they could no longer legally care for. And that includes women who are miscarrying, rape survivors, and yes, even everyday people seeking simple medication abortion pills just a few weeks into their pregnancies. What happened in Arizona in 2022 was dangerous and unjust. And it's why reproductive rights, healthcare, and voting rights organizations got together to write what is now Proposition 139, the Arizona Abortion Access Act. So Prop 139 is a constitutional amendment that's on our ballots right now because we've all gotten our ballots by mail, right? And we have to vote yes on it. How many of you have already gotten your ballots and voted yes on Prop 139? So this didn't come easy. As a citizens initiative, we started collecting signatures in September of last year with more than 7,000 volunteers statewide, worked day and night in the snow of Flagstaff and the extreme heat of Phoenix in every corner of the state to collect the most voter signatures ever collected in the history of Arizona. So who here collected signatures for her? All right. Y'all are the real MVPs. We turned in more than 820,000 signatures on July 3rd of this year. Right? That's 823,683 signatures to be exact. It was one of the best days of my life. Then, we spent the summer fighting off and winning lawsuits from our opposition, the anti-abortion extremist groups who wanted politicians to have more control over our bodies than we do. Extremist politicians in the state legislature who voted to keep a total ban on abortion from 1864. That was a time when my ancestors were not free and decades before women could even vote. Well, they lost. And we won. And we're gonna win again on November 5th. But they're not gonna stop trying or lying, right? Right? They want, and I'm gonna flip my page except it won't flip over. They want you all to think that Prop 139 is dangerous, right? That Arizona's current abortion ban is fair. Well, you know who knows that better than anyone else that Arizona's current ban isn't okay? Nicole from Flagstaff, who was raped by a babysitter at 11 years old and who under Arizona's current abortion law could have been forced to deliver her attacker's baby. And Ashley from Mesa, who developed serious complications at 20 weeks of pregnancy and learned that the baby she and her husband Vance desperately wanted was never going to survive. But that because of Arizona's current law, her doctors couldn't help her. They had to give her an abortion, but they had to wait until she became sicker and sicker to provide the care that she needed. And Jennifer from Gilbert, who was raped at 14 by someone she trusted. At just 14, she was confused and scared and waited weeks to find the courage to tell her parents. Under Arizona's current law, she, like Nicole, could be forced to keep her pregnancy. And my friend Morgan from Phoenix, who learned that one of her twins would not survive. So she and her husband had to leave the state to get the care she needed to save her life and the life of her other baby. And I'm sure you've heard similar stories from all of the amazing women and brave abortion storytellers that we have. The success of our campaign would not be possible without their willingness to share some of the most devastating events in their lives. They've done so with compassion and grace and clarity that Arizona's current law is dangerous and devastating. It gives the government more power over our bodies and lives than we have. But Prop 139, the Arizona Abortion Access Act, rights that wrong. It gives freedom back to patients in consultation with their medical providers to make personal reproductive health care decisions without politicians getting them out of the way. It would also end the back and forth that we've seen this year by enshrining the right to abortion in our state constitution, giving us protections regardless of who is in charge of our government at the time. But we still need y'all's help to pass Prop 139. I know all of you are doing your part, right? Right? Great. So if you have any questions, come find me after this, or go to our website at yesonprop139.org, right? To do things like donate, because this is expensive. Sign up to volunteer for these last 9 days, and purchase some merch. Look at this cute t-shirt I'm wearing, right? Finally, I need y'all to get out the vote. Tell everyone who'll listen why we need to pass Prop 139, right? Help them vote by mail. And you have to mail in your ballot on or before Tuesday, October 29th. Drive them to the polls on November 5th. And most importantly, direct them to flip through this historically long ballot, find us, and fill in that yes bubble for Prop 139.